let's dive right into the first topic, which is creating and using brand templates. Now, let me tell you, I've created some videos on my channel on how you can create and utilize brand templates using Canva. And that's simply one of the easiest ways in how you can create your content and make content creation much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and just share with you the home page of Canva. Right. So when you look on this homepage, what you're seeing here is all the things that you might be familiar with already, which is what will you design today, and you want to find all the designs that you have created and so forth. But in terms of creating your brand kit, there's so many ways in which you can approach this, right? You can go ahead and select brand. So on the left hand tab, you're going to select brand. Once I've selected brand, I see three options here. I see branded kits, brand templates, brand controls. The key focus for us in this session is brand templates. And you will realize I've already created some brand templates for my personal brand and also for other brands as well. What brand templates help you to do? It helps you, just like it says, it helps you to save time. It helps you to save time. And one, it also helps you to create a cohesive on-brand content. So what I will go ahead and do is, one, I'm going to go ahead and say create a design. I can go and create a design by repurposing an existing template. For this session, I'll be showing you how you can easily create a brand template. I'm just going to walk you through. I also have some brand tips already, so I won't spend all the time doing that because there's just so much to cover in this session. So I'm going to show you where you can go to repurpose your template, and then I'm going to use an existing template that I already created and show you how you can just replicate that. All right. So for this session, let's select Instagram post, which is 4:5. If you are not aware, there's some aspect ratio changes on Instagram. This is also something you have to just keep and be on top of when you're using social media platforms. Know what the changes are, know what size dimensions are there. But the key and important thing here is that in Canva, these dimensions are already created at the optimal size. So all you need to do is select the correct platform, the correct format, and you should be good to go. So this is a blank canvas, and if I want to repurpose this blank canvas or transform this blank canvas into a brand template, I can go to not elements, I can go to design, and I can choose or search whatever I want. So I can say, well, I want a template that has quotes, and I can just go ahead and choose one of these templates. I'm going to choose this one here, and I can go ahead and look for my brand kit. So if you have not set up your brand kit, I have videos. You can also see the link in my description. I have tons of videos, not tons, but I have quite a few videos on how to create a brand kit, the importance of a brand kit, how to create a brand template, all the things, right? So if I'm moving ahead a little quicker, you're very new to Canva, you can check that resource and come right back. So that's something I want to point out to you, right? So I have this template here from Canva. And if I want to go ahead and transform this template, I can just go to the brand and I can do shuffle. This is like one of the easiest favorite things for me, to just shuffle the colors and change the overall look and feel. I can also go ahead and change the fonts, and everything is related to my brand. So if you realize I'm scrolling down, I have found my brand kit as well as all the associated fonts, and I can go ahead and make the changes here. I can delete this photo because I don't need that, and if you want, just for your own personal style, look and feel, you can delete other elements that you don't want, and it's the same thing you can go ahead and do as well. So I am not going to make much changes to this. I'm just showing you quickly how you can just choose a template, swap it out with your brand colors, change the font, add your own images. And another thing is that I would always suggest is, when you have created your brand kit, also try to add your brand images or just, graphics that will, that is cohesive to your brand. All right. So this is a quick example of how you can transform that template. But if you want to just make it into a brand template, you're going to select publish as a brand template. And in this section, you will have to save it to a folder, or if you don't have a folder, you have to create a folder. This helps a lot with organization and just ensuring that all your files and designs are not all over the place. So I'm going to save it here for this purpose. And this is a folder that I created for this session. And I'm going to select publish. Once I've selected publish, I'm able to now go to that folder and see the template that I created. So I'm going to quickly do a refresh and you will see the template right here. I'm checking my comments if there are any questions. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat and I will answer them. Right. So what you're seeing here is the brand template that I created. My suggestion is to always give your brand template a name. I didn't do that in this section, but ensure you do something like that. Just as how you realize for my brand templates here, they all have a name. And you can create the brand templates for your carousel posts. I'm going to give you an example. I created a carousel post template. And if you realize, these are just guidelines to help me. So every time I'm creating a carousel, I already have a standard I'm using. So I'm not all over the place. I'm not always changing, especially if I don't have all the time in the world, right? When you're juggling all the balls in the air, as an entrepreneur, you have so many things to focus on. You're not really wanting to design all the time, unless you're a designer, right? Or you have more times on your hand to explore your creative design skills. So this is a carousel template that was created. So you can create your templates or brand templates for your carousels, for your reels, for your single posts. So this is a single post created for tips. This is another one that I created, and this is another dimension as well. And I also created for presentation. So this isn't the focus for this session, but these are just some fun creative ways in which you can create your brand templates. Now your question might be like, Carey, okay, good. This is amazing. How can I now use that brand template? How can you use that brand template and save some more time in your content creation process? So I have created a design here earlier. And this is just a simple quote graphic. And it has a section for image, has a simple gradient background. It has a section for the topic and just this section for tips. So I would use something like this for tips. So if you're normally sharing tips or quotes, this template design would be perfect for you. All right. So I've not published it as a brand template, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I am going to show you some quick repurposing strategies. All right, so let's publish. I have my template. Again, I'm going to go to folder and I'm going to refresh this page here. So always refresh. If at any time you create your template and you're not seeing it, just refresh. So this is my brand template. I'm going to go ahead and use this brand template. And now that I have it, you can always, I don't know, maybe use ChatGPT or you use AI to help you with your content creation. Or if you just create content generally and you want to repurpose it here, this is another way. But I'm going to slide right over into this section where I'm going to talk to you about bulk creating your content. So what you have realized, moved away, right? I have moved away from just creating a brand template, which is the foundation of what we're going to use. And now I'm going to use the feature of Bulk Create to create multiple graphics using Canva. So let's dive right into that. So now that we have our template, I'm going to rename this to brand tips. All right. So there are some elements here on this page that you should be mindful of. Let me just group this first. And what grouping helps you to do is to ensure that, or I can lock them, so I ensure that my elements are not moving all over the page. Right, so I can go ahead and group, right? And I can also do some other alignment work. So I have the elements here. I have my images, I have the main area for the topic, and I have my text. If you want to use AI to guide you, to create your content or to help with your content creation process, go ahead and do that. Don't feel any guilt. All I would suggest is to ensure you add your own touch and bring your personality and your knowledge to the fore. All right. So now I am going to use Google Docs. And so let me just go to Google Docs, and key to note before I dive into that, I want to mention to you that using the bulk create feature in Canva requires you to have a Canva Pro. So if you want access to Canva Pro, you can go ahead and click the link in my description. So you can use the link in my description or here to try Canva free for 30 days. So try for 30 days, set up your content, create your content, set up everything. And then, if you're like, yeah, I like it, you can go ahead and, have the subscription. Or if you feel like it's not as meaningful or you don't need it right now in your business, that's totally fine as well. But you can go ahead, try the link, try Canva free for 30 days and use it for bulk create, because you definitely need bulk create to Canva Pro to create bulk content. All right. So I'm just sharing with you the help page on Canva, and what it does, it provides a guide. So if, for instance, you want a guide, you finish this session, you want to read some more about it, you can check out this page, which gives you some more information. So it tells you how to access the bulk create tab, how to import your data. And there are two ways in which you can import your data. And I'm going to show you one method today, which is entering your data manually. But there's also the option to create your data using CSV file, and you can also connect images. So that's a fun, exciting part, right? I love that part specifically. And one of the things I also want to share with you is that I have videos like this already on my channel. I have a video about bulk creating using ChatGPT and Canva. I have another video talking about bulk creating using the manual process. And in this video, the difference is I'm going to show you bulk creating using and connecting it to images as well. So like I said, I'm going to dive right into that and show you how you can bulk create your content. So I am going to go ahead because I want some support, right? I want some support. I don't have all my content already laid out, and this is what you can do as well. If you don't want to use ChatGPT, you can use the feature Magic Write, which is AI powered to help you with the content creation process. So I'm going to select Docs, which is on my homepage. And with Docs, this allows you to use AI to create your content. It helps you to also, make your doc more, what would I say, branded, beautifully laid out, and has a design element. So this is perfect for my writers or persons who want to include some copy into their graphic. This is perfect. You can use Magic Write for that. And I also have a video on my channel showing you and teaching you how you can utilize Magic Write for your business. Listen, guys, I have all the resources here for you. So this video is more like allowing you to ask me the questions and also seeing how you can use these already existing tools and features to save time in your social media content creation strategies. All right. So I'm going to select Magic Write. And like I said, it is a feature as part of Canva Pro and Canva Teams. So you will definitely need Canva Pro for this. So now that I have Canva Magic Write here, I'm going to type, give me 5 branding tips. Keep it concise, right? I don't want anything too much, all right? I'm going to select generate, and it's generating my text. So what you're seeing here are two things. One, it has generated my text, but you're also seeing that there's a design that was created on this document, because one of the things I want to just point out, it's not related to social media really, but one of the things I want to point out to you is that you can transform your Magic Write, your Canva doc, into a presentation. So this is really good for you as well. So now that I've generated my tips, I'm going to go ahead and copy it and keep it on my, what would I call this now? I'm going to keep this in on my clipboard, right? So I've inserted this. I have all my tips here. If I wanted to probably simplify this, I could have gone ahead, select this pen, which is the Magic Write pen. I can say custom prompt, continue writing. I can say shorten. I can rewrite it, make it more fun. So this, using this tool really helps you with the content creation process of creating content for social media, especially if you're providing like tips or advice or quotes, that kind of thing. So for this purpose, I'm going to write shorten. So I want to shorten this text a bit. So I've gone ahead and selected shorten, and I can either say this but, so I can say this but I want something else, or in addition to, or I can say more like this. So I'm going to go ahead and replace it, or I also have the option to add it below. So I'm going to just go ahead and replace, and now I'm going to copy this because I want to keep, well, I want to keep it on my clipboard, right? So I've asked it for 5 branding tips. I'm now going to copy it and keep it on my clipboard. Then I'm going to go back over to my file, and I am going to go to the section on the left hand tab that says apps, and I'm going to scroll all the way down until I see Bulk Create. Once I've seen Bulk Create, I have the option, like I said earlier, you can enter your data manually, or you can upload your data using supported files like CSV file. Again, I have a tutorial dedicated to how you can create your content using Bulk Create. However, the difference in this video is showing you how you can link images to creating your content using the Bulk Create feature. So I'm going to go ahead, select enter data manually. I'm going to clear my table, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste the content that I have. Now, what you'll realize is that I have the option to add columns, to add row, and I also have the option to add image. Now, I also, if I wanted to, just add multiple rows and columns, if for any reason I have added too many rows or too many columns, I can simply right click, and I have the option to copy, to paste, to delete the column or delete the row. In this case, I could select delete column, and you realize it gets deleted, and then that's it. But in this purpose, I want the column that says add image, because I'm going to go ahead and add some images. Now, here's an important element or section that you should know about. If you want to connect to your image, I always suggest creating folder, guys. I have a video also on that, on how to create folders and utilize them. And I have an upcoming video on just how to utilize folders, especially with all the changes and, you know, Canva evolving, right? So I would suggest creating a folder. You may realize I have some designs here that are not necessarily in folder, but I'm going to go to a folder and find my designs. So I'm going to scroll through, and I'm going to select an image here. Once I select that image, what it is doing is that I am linking the image to this data, to this row, right? And I'm going to go ahead and do that for the other rows. All right. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Ask me any questions and let me know if there's anything that I missed, or there's something that you missed and you want some clarity on. Ask me as well. So I'm going to now select done. And here's where it gets pretty good. You will have to be very, attentive in this section. So now that I have, you'll realize I have different elements, right? So anything that is added to the canvas of your design in Canva is called elements. So this is an element, your text is an element, and so on and so forth. You'll realize I have multiple elements here. I'm going to go ahead and select my topic. So if I want to choose a topic, or if I wanted to add a column, let me just go back and show you guys how to do that before I continue. Let's go back. So I'm going to go back and enter data manually. I'm going to go to the tab and say add text, and right. And let's call this text topic. And I could have called this just, tip, right? So the topic here could be core value, right? Know your audience. I'm just going to do it for 2 of them, right? And done. Now that I have a tip, image, topic, I know the 3 elements I want to add to this graphic. So I'm going to select topic, and then I'm going to select the 3 dots that says more, select more, and I'm going to connect my data, and I'm going to select tip. No, sorry, it's not tip, it's topic. What am I doing? Let's undo. So we're going to go back here. If for any reason you make a mistake, this is perfect. So I'm going to select connect data and select topic. Good. So now that I have my topic, I'm going to go here now and select this other element, which is for my tips. I'm going to select the 3 dots, select more, and connect my data to tip. Perfect. So you realize that my elements are being linked to the data. Now I have an image here that I'd want to populate as well. So I've selected my image, and I'm going to right click, select connect data, image. So now you've realized I have 3 data fields, and all three data fields have been added, right? So all 3 data fields have been added, and you'll realize the progress at the top here. We'll see number 1, number 2. Once it has a purple shade, that means it completed. And now I'm going to go to continue. In this section that it says apply data, I have the option to create all the pages, or if I want, I can select the specific page I want to be populated. In this case, I can select 2, or I can select all. So I'm going to select all in this case so you can see the difference. All right, so let's go to generate designs. And once I select generate designs, what you realize is that a new tab opens. And so all the designs that I have created are here. So 1, you're realizing that I have linked my images, and all the images that I selected are here. 2, you're realizing that my topic is here, right? And then for those that I didn't select a topic, there's nothing in this section. So you have the option to play around. One of the things I want to point out to you, if you are going to be using a template, which normally sometimes has a lot of elements on it, you're going to have to make some adjustments, right? I have a video on that as well. The link will be in the description. But because I went ahead and created this simple template for this purpose, there's not much to do. There's not much changes to do. However, if I would personally like to make any changes to my text, I can go ahead and do that. I can delete it as well and ensure that everything is uniform. I would say this is a pretty decent design, if I should say so myself. Very clean, very simple, nothing much, just giving tips. And what this helps with is just you being uniform. It helps your design to be really minimal, clean, cohesive, so that if you are doing a series, and this is perfect if you're doing series, if you're doing a series, this is really perfect for you. So you do your series, whether you're posting every week, every 2 weeks, that kind of thing, and you just post your content. So this works really well in that case.